Hey there friends, right, technique 19 is the twist, and I want to talk a little bit about what makes the twist so powerful. We talked in one of the earlier techniques about metaphor and about how metaphor kind of lights up multiple parts of your brain, and it's one of the reasons why it resonates more. And the twist is something similar, I think, because quite often in a well-told story, a story that grasps its audience by the throat and keeps them, locked on, so to speak, there are quite often quite a lot of changes. There are unexpected changes happening that kind of keep asking story questions. We talked about rolling hooks, so you can keep having those. But a twist is different. A twist is a change or a revelation that causes you to reevaluate everything that's gone before. And I think there's some kind of link. I don't know the science, but I suspect there's some kind of a link between what we learned about metaphor, about the kind of it lighting up your brain, and a twist, because as a twist makes you rethink the things that you thought were true, you've got to imagine again that it's rewiring your brain and sort of relighting your brain. And it's not something you see often in business. I mean, I think, it's the kind of thing I use in thrillers a lot, for obvious reasons. But the only time off the top of my head I can remember seeing it in business was in an Apple pitch years and years ago when they announced the move from PowerPC chips to Intel chips. Now, this is very geeky. But I was and am an Apple fan, and without getting into the technical stuff, Apple had been using these chips made by a certain company that had been getting slower and slower relative to Intel, but their operating system only worked on those chips, so it was a problem. And then Steve Jobs stood up and said, we're changing, and actually for the past 5 versions of our operating system, we've had versions of it running on Intel's chips. And it was like a kind of it was a big twist. It made you think about all the last 4 or 5 years and all those operating systems and think, hold on, they've been doing this the whole time. And, right now you're sitting here on the other side of this screen going, what? What? And that is totally understandable. But for the Apple fans and the geeks, when that happened, it was a total twist. It upended what we'd been saying and thinking for the past 4 or 5 years. And if you can do that in your story with your particular situation, particularly if it's in a presentation or a pitch or something, you can really help, again, light up your audience's brain. And I think, that is a really powerful way of making a story resonate.